In the village of Dana, tucked beneath ancient palm trees and wrapped in red earth, death was not the end. It was the beginning of a woman's second bondage. When Chief Obi, a wealthy palm oil merchant, died suddenly in his sleep, the village mourned. His house became a shrine. People wept loudly, beat their chests, and spoke of how the gods had taken a great man. But inside the compound, behind the cries and ceremonial masks, sat his young wife, Nana. Only 24, Nana had been married off at 18 to Chief Obinna, who was 3 times her age. She had once been a bright student, dreaming of becoming a nurse. But tradition had other plans. Her family, indebted and desperate, agreed to the marriage without her consent. Now, 6 years later, Nana sat in mourning cloth, a tattered black wrapper tied loosely around her chest. Her hair had been shaved with a broken bottle. Her eyes were dry, not from a lack of grief, but from exhaustion. The rituals had just begun. On the 3rd day, the women elders approached. Their leader, Mama Aij, wore a necklace of cowries and spoke with the authority of old gods. "It is time," she said. "You will bathe in the water used to wash your husband's corpse. You must drink from it, to prove you had no hand in his death." The women gathered around with calabashes. Songs of mourning turned to chants of accusation. The widow sat still. Nana looked at the brown water before her. It smelled of herbs, earth, and something darker, something like fear. Her heart pounded. Her late husband had died with no illness, no warning. Already, rumors whispered like the evening wind, she was too young, too pretty. Maybe she poisoned him. But Nana knew something deeper. She could no longer live as a prisoner to fear, shame, and a culture that broke women to prove their loyalty. She stood up slowly. Her voice, when it came, cut through the air like a machete. "I will not drink." The crowd gasped. The chant stopped. Even the palm trees held their breath. Mama Aij stepped forward. "You will do as our mothers did, and their mothers before them. Then let it end with me," Nana said. A murmur ran through the crowd. Her late husband's brother stepped forward, anger rising in their voices. "This girl wants to destroy our name. She must obey." But Nana's eyes no longer held fear. They held fire. "I was never your property. I was never even a wife. I was sold, traded like yam. I cooked for a man I did not love. I bore his silence. I buried my dreams. But I will not bury myself with him." The women looked at one another. Some looked away in shame. Others stared, lips trembling. Mama Aij raised her hand to strike the girl, but stopped midway. Nana turned and walked out of the compound, barefoot and bold. As she passed the gates, other widows followed her with their eyes. One reached up and untied her own mourning cloth. That day, in Dana, a wall cracked. Nana left the village, carrying nothing but her name and a small bag of clothes. She walked miles to the nearest town and never looked back. Years later, she became a nurse, just as she had dreamed. She opened a shelter for women escaping widowhood rites, and told her story in schools, churches, and women's gatherings. Whenever people asked what made her stand that day, she smiled and said, "Grace found me before tradition could bury me." And in Dana, though slowly, things began to change. One voice had become many. One refusal had become a revolution. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for more interesting stories.